Hey everyone, it is Mitch and Danny here for the UpViral
Hello.
Co-Pilot Show. Welcome, Danny. It is December 21st. I have to look at my watch. A couple of days before Christmas holiday. For those of you celebrating anything out there on any kind of holiday, there's gobs and gobs of holidays. There's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa, there's all kinds of things in the US and around the world. Thanks for being here. It is Tuesday. Always here on Tuesday, even during holidays. Well, I don't know if I'd be here on Christmas. But we lucked out. Tuesday's not Christmas Day. How are you, Danny?
I'm doing very fine. Because we have a Christmas present for you today, an early
Yippee!
Christmas present.
Love it. How's everybody out there doing? Don't forget, by the way, for those of you just joining, Kiki's here.
Hello.
Michael's here. For those of you just joining, in the chat, make sure you switch it from the default of hosts and panelists only to everyone so everybody can see your chat. All right. So why are you here, Danny, other than to say happy birthday to me? No, it's not my birthday.
Yeah, I have to introduce lots of features to you, like a special
Yippee!
one. And my first question is, who was yesterday in the Facebook group when Wilco went live?
Oh, I wasn't there
Huh?
when I had a doctor's
Who watched it?
appointment.
Who watched it? Who watched it?
I had a doctor's appointment,
One.
Danny.
Only Steve. Everyone else not?
Steve was there. Christoph. Nobody? Huh.
No, nobody. That's good.
Well, that means
You know
all of this will be new to them, right?
that. That's great.
Nice.
That's no problem. You haven't missed anything. We will cover everything.
Yippee! All
You
right.
just won't see Wilco. Maybe we can show a picture of
We don't need Wilco, Danny. Come on. You and I are the guys that make stuff happen. He just is the talking head.
No, no, no.
That'll get him to show up.
Okay, shall
Okay.
we start?
Yes, sir. We're on.
Okay, great. So the first awesome thing we have for you is a new feature that really changes a lot. It's especially for the people who have their own company website and they have lots of traffic on this website. And you might have asked yourself, how does this go along with a campaign? So if, for example, you have your campaign running, and usually you're building these campaigns in a separate funnel. But at the same time, you have your page where you have your daily traffic. Maybe it's like organic traffic, maybe it's paid traffic there, maybe it's an online shop and people are just coming there, buying stuff. But how do you get these two together? And and usually you would say, okay, then I just take my campaign and then embed it in my website. Should I
Easy.
go and show you now? I have an example. So let me show you a screen real quick. Um,
Do I have to let you do it? Nope. Oh, good.
no. So let's assume that that's a demo page. I have this beautiful travel blog here. And I have lots of traffic there because people love my travel blog. But at the same time, I want to run a campaign. Oh, now it's visible to everyone. Can everyone see my screen now?
Yes. Well,
Can I have
I
a
hope
yes?
so. I
Is
see it.
everyone modified now? Can anyone type yes if my screen is visible? Yes, I got a yes. Okay, great.
Thank you.
So on this page here, three yeses, four, yes, everyone sees it. That's great. Okay, so if I want to have my campaign on this page because I have lots of visitors there and I would like to have these visitors also in my campaign. The only way I can do it is I integrate my UpViral campaign into this page. So I have this campaign, the widget, like it has a certain size, and I have to place this somewhere here. But if I would place this somewhere here, it would really affect the website So I would have to change the design. I would have to move things around. Maybe have to change the copy. Maybe if it's an online shop, I want them to look at my products and not at my campaign in the first place. And then I could think, okay, maybe I put it in a subpage. That could be possible. But then there could be the other problem that people don't find it. And that's why that you guys are able to use your website visitors in your campaign in a more effective way, and like you're really able to convert them into leads. We released a new feature, and it's a smarter way of embedding your campaign. Maybe any one of you or someone of you already has discovered this. If you look in the corner right here, it says a winter trip to the Maldives. And that's our new Popover feature. It's a super easy way of integrating your campaign within 30 seconds onto your page, and you don't have to change anything about your page. Why? Because you just click on it, and then you have your campaign here. It's like super awesome, super easy. And the cool thing is it only takes about 30 seconds to install. You don't have to change your page for this. You don't have to write new copy, rearrange things, think where you place it. You just put it on your page and it's there. And in case you're saying, okay, well, people might not see that little thing here in the corner, we have also something to avoid this. You can set up that this opens automatically after a certain time. So for example, you set it to 10 seconds. Then if someone comes to the page, after 10 seconds, it makes automatically like this. And then everyone sees your campaign.
Hey, Danny.
I'm just realizing that I'm already registered in this campaign. So
there you go. That's what I was going to tell you. So you need to open that in an incognito window. So take that URL and create an incognito window so people get the real effect here. Because what you're seeing right now is the sharing widget side of things.
The incognito window. Then I need to share again. Give me a second.
What, you didn't share your entire desktop so we could see what you're working on and all the secrets?
No, I have a huge monitor, and this would just look very odd if you have a small one. So there we have it. Did it change? Can you see that? It's the incognito window, and now I click on it, and voila,
there you go.
Campaign, and here is the enter. So I would just enter here, Danny.
Yeah, we get that idea.
At UpViral.com, and voila, it changes. Oh,
burned by his own protection.
And we are now here on the share page. Nice. So everything can be done in this thing here. Yeah, and that's a very beautiful thing because like there are lots of applications. For example, you have an online shop, and then you could run for every kind of special occasion, like Christmas or whatever celebrations Mitch was talking about in the beginning. What did you say? Hanukkah?
Yes, all of them.
Black Friday, whatever, or anything you make up. You can run a campaign, and then you literally don't have to do anything, just to install a small code, which takes like 30 seconds. I will show how this works. And then you have this thing on your page, and it works, and you don't have to do much. That would be one idea. Another idea is you have multiple pages. So you don't have to think much there, just place the code on every page, and then you can just collect leads from or convert visitors from each of your pages into leads. Or for example, you could run monthly campaigns. So every month, you just copy the campaign of the last month, exchange the picture, the title, and like the reward title somewhere in the emails. And then you just take the new code snippet of the new campaign, place it on your website, and then you have a new campaign every month. And you can collect leads every month, and you have something new and engaging, motivating for your audience.
Nice.
Do you have any other ideas of applications,
Well,
Mitch?
you theoretically could use the same campaign and just keep people in the campaign and do a new campaign every month so they don't have to re-register.
Ah, that's also a good idea.
Yeah, I'm full of them.
So maybe everyone is getting really creative now by seeing this idea. Does anyone have any idea how he can use it or she can use it in their business? Just type it in the chat. Any cool ideas?
Uh, did you see
Applications?
Jeff's suggestion there?
Ah, Jeff already said re-URL link. Maybe insert this link into the email you send to your friends. Sorry, I don't understand. Can you help me, Mitch? What
Does
is
the moon rise, Danny? So what he's talking about actually is the one-click sign up, right? UpViral has a one-click sign up. So Jeff is asking maybe you insert this into the link into your email. Well, UpViral has the one-click sign up that takes care of that. Now they would not end up on this page. Most likely, depending upon how you set up your campaign, they would end up on the traditional UpViral sharing page. If you do the one-click sign up, you're not going to end up here on the widget. But yes, you
Uh,
could do that, Jeff.
but you can set it up in a way that this makes sense. I will show this later, because you could choose that the share page is is not inside here, but that it's on a separate page, and then the whole thing works.
Correct.
So then you could like collect people with the opt-in page from your page, as well as you can get people from your emails that already know you, with the one-click sign-up link to directly go to the share page, and the share page is just a different page.
Absolutely. So Natalie is giving the number one use that I would use it for, and that is to get people
Ah,
to sign up
brilliant. Good
to your
idea. Use it
newsletter.
to get people to sign up to newsletter and get freebie if shared. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because there are, I know we all love to talk about contests, and Danny's example is for a contest, whether it's monthly or weekly or whatever. But of course, you can use UpViral, as you've listened to me, and I know Natalie has, to create a campaign for your newsletter. So why not have
Brilliant idea.
that as the opt-in? And you put it on your site. You put the script on your entire site, so every page, all of your blog pages, all of your contact pages, everything has that added to it. So every time somebody new comes in, boom, there they are.
Okay, then let's move on. I'm going to show you now how this works in the user interface. So I have to choose
Tony,
again.
we call this a popover, not a pop-up.
We
Tony's
invented
over in
this
the
beautiful name here.
he's over in the Facebook group, so I'm answering questions from in the Facebook group too.
Ah, great. Okay, so you can see now my account here. That's the campaign we were talking about. So where do you find this thing now? You click on the publish page, where you find the embed options for the campaign. So these are the options to install the UpViral widget onto your page. And you probably already know some of these, like for example, the standard embed, the pop-up, and the HTML form. But now there's a new one, the Popover. And you just click on this one, and then you immediately get a preview on the right side. So you could open this up here, and the settings on the left side. And you have different settings here. You can choose whether you want to have it on left, on the right. You can adjust the size of that thing. And for you to know if you make it really big, like 750 is the max, if someone has a smaller screen, it will be automatically pushed together. And then there will be a scroll bar. So you don't have to worry about people with smaller screens. Then you can change the title of this button here. You can put something else here, win trip to Madagascar or whatever.
The Danny's
And
house.
change the color, add another icon. But this is the most interesting one here. So I set this to 3 seconds. Popover opens by default, and you can see now in the demo. Click on that, it should open now automatically. So this is if you're afraid that people on your page don't see it. And now we come to the share widget settings. So what is the share page doing? So that was what I mentioned before. If you need to have the share page on a different page because you want to, for example, how Jeff wanted to do it, to have the share page on a different page because then the one-click signup would make sense. This is the option for that. So the first one is that you show the share widget inside the popover. And the second option here is that you actually redirect them to a second page. And this works like, so your opt-in page is then inside the pop-up, inside the popover. I was doing the same mistake. Inside the popover. And the share page is then just like a normal installation, a standard installation of a viral entire page. So you would then just have a second website somewhere, and into this website you would integrate the normal share widget, the normal UpViral campaign.
Correct.
And you will be redirected there, and don't forget to put the URL here because otherwise it doesn't work.
Yes, and I want to say something there, Danny, because I have talked to several people that have run into that problem where they just were maybe coming in to look at these options, and they clicked on that redirect to URL without putting a URL in there, and then things didn't work, like you just said. So if you're having trouble, make sure if you didn't really want to change that, to change that back to what it normally is, so you don't run into a problem.
Okay.
It's just a lesson learned.
And the next point is you decide where the referral traffic goes. So this is like when someone clicks on the shared link, on the invite link, where should he or she be redirected? Should they be redirected to the embedded widget, so to the popover that you integrate into your page? Or should they be redirected to be hosted by a viral campaign? So that's a decision you got to make. And last point, the installation. In this case, I selected here that we have the installation of the share page on a different page. If you remember that. We are going for the easy option now, that I have the share page inside the popover. And then I go to the installation again, that we don't have confusion here. So we see this one little code snippet here, and that is the only thing you need to integrate into your page. And I'm going to show how this works. So you copy that, and then you go, this is a web page builder of that blog I showed you before. And then you go, in the best case, you go to the end of the body. So somewhere in the end of the page, because then everything is loaded, and then the probability that something goes wrong is minimized, in case there's something on the page that is in conflict with that script. And then you put it exactly here. So I will show you again to do this. So this is like I put it before. Oops, how I edited it before. Scrolling is not good. But I will do it again. So here I choose the widget, opens after 3 seconds. It works perfectly. You choose the widget HTML, and then you paste in here your code. And then you click save, and then you're done. But I'm not going to do that now because then I have edited twice. And this obviously doesn't work. So I've added here, and this is how easy it works. You just paste it on every page you have, and voila.
Voila.
Voila. Yeah. Any questions to this?
Yes, there are several questions.
Okay, can you help me with that?
Of
Mitch?
course I can. So back a few minutes ago, Natalie says that this replaces the pop-up. And the answer, you've answered it, but the answer is no, because you can still have both. You can have a pop-up and or a popover. Obviously, you would have to resolve which one you're going to use on every page, whatever.
Not both on the same page, maybe.
Not both on the same page.
You really want to confuse them? Yeah.
Right. So that. Yes, Jeff says, can I add a widget to any site? For example, the URL that is not configured in the campaign.
Yes, but the only thing is that no one will be redirected to this site in case they click on the invite link. That is the only thing. But
So
otherwise, you can just add it everywhere you like.
so there are some nuances there, right? And that's part of what I want to talk to you later on about is some of the nuances in the way that it processes. So the short answer, Jeff, is you can, but you got to be careful with what you're doing. I think it was Jeff. If you do it monthly, do they have to re-register if the visitor is the same? It depends upon how you set it up. When Danny gave the example, Danny was creating a new campaign every time, which in case you have to re-register people. If you're going to do it the way I kind of sort of talked about, people can stay registered. They could earn points coming in every month. But the key to that is that right now with UpViral is you can't wipe out the points. So everybody retains their points if they stay in the same campaign. But it can be done just a matter of understanding how the process works and whether that applies to what you want in your situation. Mark and I have had several conversations about creating evergreen campaigns. Typically, like Natalie said, with the campaign that's not a contest, if it's just an opt-in for a sign-up for a newsletter or whatever, that's very obvious, right? You create one campaign, you add the pop-up to your website, and off you go. Let's see. Vish. Why don't they just assign dates for each point gained in the database? Whee, doggies! Well, that's a whole topic of conversation. I'm sure he's talking about what I just talked about with the different options for doing an ongoing campaign or a new campaign. Vish, great idea. We're not going down that road. All right.
We're aware of these ideas. We are also thinking about new features. We are currently elaborating much. Unfortunately, we can't do everything because,
Shocker.
we don't have enough developers. I'm always talking to Wilco, I want more, but he always says no. Quite understandable.
You mean there's budget involved? Holy cow. All right,
yeah, I think it's a real company.
Daniel said, this is amazing. And then he asked, what if it's on mobile? Does this work on mobile? We've seen that question a couple of times.
Yeah, it works on mobile, and we already checked it, and it works fine. Yesterday there was a small bug, but it got fixed.
Woohoo!
Mobile, it looks more like it goes full screen, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. But it works in the same way. You click on the button, and then it opens up.
Marcus says, thank you for your effort. Good job.
You're welcome.
Then there's more coming. Don't leave yet. Tony asked the question, can the popover be blocked by a pop-up blocker?
Good question. I don't know. I need to check that. We can get back to you, but I can't answer this right now. I need to ask the developers.
I see a comment from Mark. Hi, Mark. Mark said over in Facebook, be careful, ... He's talking about stuff, about future stuff. I also mentioned Mark earlier because we talk about stuff about Mark. Yes. Mark says, good question. I don't know which one that was, but I think it's the pop-up blocker question.
I'm going to research that. Mitch can give the answer in the next Copilot show.
Thank you. I think the answer is probably going to be it depends. Because pop-up blockers... Exactly. I mean, there are pop-up blockers embedded in each browser, right? So they by default can do that. But then there's also people who have ad blockers, and you're not going to be able to check each and every one of those as to whether or not it blocks. So the answer is probably going to be it depends. Will the URL on top, this is Vish, work if it is embedded into a regular page.
I don't really get that.
The original UpViral share. So you're talking, I think Vish is talking about if somebody copies their share link, will the site that you are embedding that on work and pass
Share
through?
link or the URL of the share page?
I think he's talking about the referral URL.
The
The original share on top. You mean what he's showing right now? That is the original. No,
Are you talking about this link here?
I don't. I'm under demo Maldives. Vish, which one?
This link here. This link here. Yeah, this link here.
Oh,
Right.
it's
Yes, yeah, that's
yes.
the okay. So this is like since we combined both campaign types. So we had two campaign types. We had hosted by a viral campaign, so which was like hosted on the viral server, and then you had a different campaign type, and you couldn't do both. And this different campaign type was embedding it into your own website. A few months ago, we released a feature that you can have both at the same time. So the answer is yes, both are working at the same time. So you have one version of the campaign which is embedded in your websites, like as a pop-up, popover, standard embed, HTML form, whatever. And then you have another version, and this is the hosted by a viral campaign. So if I click on that, you can still see the same campaign here as a full screen, and it's hosted by viral. You can see that here. And it's actually the same campaign. It's like, it's only, you have different entries. It's like looking at the same thing in the mirror. So if I enter my name here, it's the exact same campaign. It's saved in the same space. You can find your leads in the leads section here. In case, for this case, if someone enters it here by the hosted campaign, but also if they go here and enter it here on the inside the Popup. Is the question answered with that?
I hope so.
In case there's anything unclear, just write again.
All right, so a couple of people are saying, can you give us the URL and I'll check on my own pop-up blocker. It looks like he's on upviraltest.gemdofree.com.
Yeah, I can post that, no problem.
I was trying to remember what it was, and I couldn't. Pop-up blockers. Why would anybody do a pop-up blocker? All right. So let's see. Going back,
One
Claudia,
question?
I'll get to your second question. What did you say, Danny?
Are there more questions?
Oh,
You're
yes.
already doing it.
Claudia says, should I use the pop-up instead of this popover if I'd like to have people opt in to get access for an app? So basically, like the newsletter example, sign up to get something as opposed to a contest. And my answer is going to be different maybe than Danny's. Do you know what your answer is?
I would say I let you answer that because I'm not a professional marketer. That's a marketer question. So I'm not confident in answering that question.
All right, great. I
Mitch is the
love it.
professional.
And so the answer to Claudia is it depends. Depends upon what you want to do, and you can
I
of
can
course
say
test
it depends also, Mitch.
But the pop-up is going to be in the, like, potentially theoretically in the middle of the screen, like a traditional newsletter opt-in that's going to pop up. And this is over in the lower corner, whether it's on the left or the right. So it depends upon what your style is, Claudia, about whether you want to be obnoxious and shove that thing in their face right off the bat, or if you want them to have to click on a button to get more information, like Danny had this set up initially. It just depends on what you think is the right way to do it for your users. And of course, my answer is split test it and find out which one works most, bestest. How's that?
So we have a very important question by Richard then. Where I can sign up to win this trip to the Maldives.
Oh, nice, Richard. Way to go.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think this is just some kind of, how do you say, a dream inside the head of William, our marketing manager. It's not real, this campaign.
Yeah, do you have to put a little qualifier up at the top? This is just a test. All right. Ricardo's question. Let's see. I have not read this, so I don't know what it says yet. So, if I offer a free product as the big prize in a monthly contest, would you recommend to start a new campaign each month if I set the contest to be point based? Yes, that's the way I would do it. But if I set it to be a random winner each month, then not necessarily. Great question. It depends. It's my favorite answer, Danny. You just got to learn how to use that. It depends.
You can say everything, right?
Yes. Well, see, the question, Ricardo, is how motivated do you want your people to be? If I were doing on my website a monthly contest, I would probably want people to stay registered and to accumulate points. Now, I'm typically not doing a most points kind of campaign for something like that, so I am doing a random draw. But I want people to be getting the contest emails every month, right? And I don't want them to have to come back in and re-register. Now, that's just the way I would typically do it. But that also means your UpViral campaign is going to get a little messy because you're going to have multiple pages, different looks and feels. You can turn one off for January and turn on the new one for February, and then you might have 12 different pages in there. But it works depending upon how you want to live your life. I would rather people not re-register if I can help it. You're fine, Danny.
Yeah, all good.
It depends. All right.
Yeah, let's do a few more questions and then let's carry on with the next thing.
Vish, I don't know what you mean with the bug in your CNAME system, because this is not...
If there's a bug, just send it over to support@upviral.com and then it will be handled.
Ricardo followed up with, how would I incentivize those people? It's all about the offer. But you still have them on your list and you can continue to process them and you incentivize them by telling them, hey, we got a new prize this month and you're still registered, so share, earn more points, etc. Throw in a yearly or a 6-month prize. Steve has a great point there. You could add a year-end prize. You could have one every 6 months or something. There's all kinds of different ways you can create these things. Tony over in Facebook says, Danny mentioned that the script had to be pasted in every page. It depends, Tony, upon what tool you're using. In WordPress, for example, in the video Danny has that shows you how to do this, that will be popping up inside your UpViral account, shows you how to use the header and footer plugin, right? Isn't that what you did in the video? For WordPress.
No,
So,
in the video, I did it like this.
Okay. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't get all the way through it. But, it was Wilco that showed how to use it with that plugin yesterday on the live stream. In WordPress, there's a header and footer plugin you can put in, and you can have the script on every page if you want. So it just depends upon what the tool is and whether or not there's a universal place to put scripts or whether it has to be on every page. It depends, Danny.
And there are also tools that make you pay if you want to put it into the body, but you can still put it in header and the footer for free. So I also found that.
Right. And Vish is
following. If it's possible, put it in the body because then there are less conflicts with the website. So,
yes. Finishing up with Vish, and then we'll move on to the fun thing. Vish said it kind of unfair for latecomers in a leaderboard, which is why I said I don't do leaderboard campaigns for those kind of things. But yes, again, there's all kinds of considerations in a monthly kind of environment for your business if you're going to do monthly campaigns or weekly or whatever.
Yeah, we had a case study from a guy with you have to tell me sewing shop. Sewing is sewing the right pronunciation of it? Like if you're like women's
Sewing? Yes.
direction, like sewing, yeah.
Yes.
And they're doing monthly campaigns, and they're very successful with that. They're collecting tons of leads doing that,
Great.
and they do every month sweepstake.
Perfect. See?
You
The
can read that
point
in
is,
the case
I
study
mean,
section.
thank you. Do you know who that was?
Yeah, I will search the link while you are here.
Okay. The point here, and I've been harping on this for forever, is all y'all need to stop thinking about UpViral as just a contest tool. Right? Now, the example Danny was talking about is yes, they're doing that. But Natalie brought up the fact that you could now use this for your newsletter sign up. Have people in their UpViral. And guess what? You start incentivizing them on the sharing page and you ask them to share with others. That's growing your network. Your existing thank you pay, or your existing opt-in, you don't ask them to do anything. You just say, thanks for signing up to the newsletter, and off you go. Incentivize those people. Give them a freebie. Give them a contest that you're going to run every month. And because they've registered for the newsletter, they get X number of points in the contest. There's a bazillion ways of using UpViral. Quit thinking of it only as a contest tool.
I put the case study in the chat in case
Thank you.
anyone wants
And
to read that.
and Mark threw it over in Facebook. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me.
Yeah, you're welcome, Ricardo.
I got one last
One more question.
question,
Last
really
question.
fast.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm talking over you.
All good.
Ronald wants to know if we're lifetime deal members, will this be available to us? The answer is yes, I believe. There's no additional charge.
Available to everyone right now.
Great.
The free world. You got
All right,
it.
let's move on.
Yeah, we have another thing for you. How do we start with that? Let's stop the share. Okay. So another feature we just released, and I want to present it to you again here, that you guys and girls are aware of it. So if you think of your campaign, and you have to explain lots of things in your campaign. So first you have to explain them that they should sign up. Maybe you explain them how the sign up works, like put your email there and your name, and then click sign up. And then when they have signed up, you have to motivate them to share and to do custom actions. And you also have to explain that. And usually, most of the people use text or images for that, for this explanation or for motivating them. Also for creating emotions in campaigns. Like it's like, sign up, this awesome thing here, and then they show the awesome thing in a picture. But there's actually a better way to do that, because the people out there, I don't know, maybe you realized it from yourself as well. If you go on a page, you just skim through the stuff and you don't really look at it. So if there's a picture, you might glance over it, or especially text, you just skim through it. And it could be that you're not paying attention and not reading everything. And in case you're putting very detailed instructions there, for example, on your share page, on what people should do in this campaign in order to gain points, in order to win, and if they just glance over it, they don't get it, then they're like, yeah, what's this campaign? Don't understand it. It's shit, and then they're off. Or on the opt-in page, if you don't elicit enough emotions to get them to buy it or to sign up, then they might not sign up. So in order to increase your conversion rates and also keep the engagement high and motivate them to do things in your campaign, we have now a new cool thing. You could say, okay, I was talking about texts and images. You could just use a video for that. So you can put all kinds of emotions in videos, as we're doing right now, and Mitch is doing right now. I don't know what the emotion is, by the way. You could do a video, right? But videos are very time intensive to produce. And also, if there's a video on your page, on the opt-in page, for example, and you think of your target customer, he's sitting in the subway, and there are people sitting around him. He doesn't have earphones with him, and there's a video button. Would you click on the video? I probably wouldn't, because I'm afraid that sound is played and that everyone now listens what I'm going to buy then. Video is not a good idea for this, because video has sound. Also, maybe there are some people, so I'm like this also. I'm not super confident on producing videos, so I might be a bit reluctant in doing that. On top of that, it's like much time investment. But there's actually a better way, which we implemented. And this better way is just like a video. That's your sentence, Mitch. It's just like a video, but it doesn't have sound.
But it's better.
And it's better because it plays immediately. They don't have to click on play. And it sounds simple, but the effect is huge. It is that we are now support GIFs in the editor. So you can now add GIFs to your website. And in order, this sounds so simple, but the effect is really huge. And it's better to demonstrate it instead of using words for that. So I will go to...
It's better to demonstrate, to show something than to just use words. Brilliant.
Yeah, because I said words are not good, GIFs are better. So I'm going to show that now. If I go to setup and to design pages, and here is my beautiful page, we go to the campaign in the Maldives now. And I'm going to do something that really doesn't fit here, but doesn't matter. So we have that picture here. And what you can do now is delete this picture, goodbye. And now in the same element, so in this image element.
Hold on. Oh, here it comes. Finally. And the image was way behind. All right, go ahead.
Probably you cannot see my selection I'm doing here because this is not shared. So I'm right now in my files, and I'm selecting a GIF. Where do you have it? Here. No. Wait, isn't this working? Okay.
What does it say, Danny?
No, it's working. I don't know what it was. It just didn't select it. Now you can see it. That's a GIF. And if you see the emotions of this woman here, that's way more emotions you can express in any picture. You can do any picture, these emotions you cannot express. So if you're not saying like win a 7-day trip in the Maldives, but you're saying like win a present for Christmas, then this conveys the emotions of how you would feel when you get that present. So that's like, for conveying emotions, that's way better. Also, if you would be on the share page, so I won't go now on the share page, I will do it here. If you're on the share page, there's another cool thing you can do. Or let me just go to the share page, because then it's better to show. Go out of here. Not going to say that. So on the share page, you need to motivate people to do share actions. And to like to collect them. So to collect them, I say to break the ice, because you're selling something. You might come across salesy when doing a campaign, and then it's usually very good to break the ice with some funny stuff, like to being. If you do fun stuff, then people like open up.
Right.
And an example for that could be
Claudia says, I like fun.
Yeah, I add some fun here. This one is the correct one?
I don't know.
I'm uploading some fun here, and I say, great. Whoa. Or woohoo, it's better. Like, woohoo. Now I should be able to type.
That's no requirement.
You joined You joined the campaign. There's probably some better copywriting to this. And now I select my GIF.
We all know developers are not good at copywriting or graphics. Because I was one. I'm raising my hand because I was one. Just so I'm not just bad-mouthing developers. I've been there, done that, and I've had people tell me, Mitch, your graphics suck. So I'm used to it.
So one thing I just found out, you shouldn't, while you're uploading the GIF, change to editing something else, because then the upload is stopped. Okay, you can see here now, if you think someone comes to your campaign and you congratulate them for joining it, and then you have these emotions here like, woohoo, you joined the campaign. That's very beautiful emotions to motivate them. And another idea that Mitch had, because you're seeing all this kind of text here everywhere, what you have to do and whatever, and maybe people might glance over this text. So another idea is to just add this text inside a GIF, so that actually this text is moving and you don't have to read everything at the same time. Here, an example GIF is just uploading, where it will tell you the steps you have to do in order to take part into this campaign. Yeah, let us just upload it really quick. Maybe we can make a question. My internet is not good. I'm still in Germany.
Especially since you're sending video out the other end, so that's okay.
So we have it here. So first says, maybe Mitch, you want to explain your GIF?
Well, in this particular case, it's just simply the steps that they need to do to get a bonus, right? So if you're asking people to share, typically when we're creating the sharing page, we say, all right, step 1, share with everybody. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do that. And if it's an animated GIF, as Danny just said, people are more likely to sit and watch through that than they are a video, because they're not going to click play in the first place. And they're likely not going to read a whole bunch of steps, because they're going to go, oh, that's so much work. Now, obviously, you can do split testing to test and whether or not that works or not, right? We can all do split testing. But I've found that this is a much more engaging way of getting people to stay on your page and actually think about sharing. That's the number one problem, is people don't want to share. They don't want to do all the other stuff. So we're trying to figure out ways of getting them to stay on the page, to read what's going on, and to celebrate the fact that they've done something, and they should be happy that they accomplished that thing.
Yeah, I see the first question here. There is a 1.5 megabyte limit. Yes, I know that limit is low for GIFs, and we will change that.
Well, here's time out. I want to have a conversation about that. If you don't mind.
We will raise that limit.
Well, hold on, though, because Steve Thailand says, Murray, you don't want it bigger. You want it to load fast and display fast. And so actually having that 1.5 megabyte limit is good. And I've run into it myself millions of times that I've said, God, I wish I could upload bigger files. The point is, if people have to sit and wait, they ain't going to do it. They're going to leave the page and they're gone, and they're not going to do it anyway. So what we need to do as developers or campaign runners is to know how to reduce the size. Now, what I do is I'm building my GIFs in Canva. Canva's free. Canva's awesome. Canva does lots of good things, and it will let you export several slides as a GIF. Now, I had one this morning, as a matter of fact, very similar to that I was wanting to put on a web page. And at the end, I tried to upload it to UpViral, and UpViral says, oh, that's too big. It's more than 1.5 megabytes. So I went and I reduced the size on Canva. Canva, by default, whatever I did, actually had it as like 12 inches by 15 inches. I'm like, I don't need an image that's that big. So it made me think about what I was doing. So I'm going to advocate, Danny, you don't make it bigger. Maybe 2 megabytes. But think about people having slow internet with large images. They're gone. They're leaving. They're not going to sign up. So you have to be conscious of load size. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, that's an important thing. Also to be ranked high in SEO.
All right, and so Canva is a freaking easy way to create these animated GIFs.
We also had a good suggestion here, Cloud Convert, to reduce the file size of the GIF.
Yes, there are plenty of tools to reduce.
Yeah, very good point by Kiki.
All right, so let me scroll back, make sure I get all the questions in. And thank you, Danny. This was done, I don't know if anybody else requested it, but I did. I requested it multiple times. And I actually found a workaround that I could trick UpViral into letting me know upload GIFs. What I'm going to do, Danny, just as an FYI for people, because we're getting close to the end, I'm going to, I think, steal your screen.
Okay.
Because what I want to do is I have a campaign that is going to go live. Finally, I'm laughing because the client has not authorized it to go live yet. But I want to show you another example of a real live campaign that has a ton of prizes. And it was difficult to figure out how to list all of them on the page. And so this is what I did. I missed a... So what you see over here on the right-hand side is an animated GIF that I created inside of Canva to display the different prize winners and what the prize packages are. And the response from the client was, holy cow, I love that. It's animated. They don't have to press a video button like Danny said. It's just right there, and with the people's faces and the pointing and stuff, it makes it intriguing so people will sit and watch the whole thing.
Great.
Canva
awesome.
is...
Good idea.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good idea.
There's just one other example of how to make something like that happen. All right.
Okay. Let's go to a few questions real quick because I have to share something else in the end.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, your question about draft campaigns, the answer is no. We should talk about that later. Maybe next week we can talk about ways of working around that. I'm not going to try to get into it now. Transparency, we're not going to talk about that. I don't agree with you, Vish. The design editor is not that great. Not viral? I think it is. I think you're wrong. Could you show the GIF I created? There you go. I did that. For a new feature, can we have integration with Zoom Webinar like we do GoToWebinar? Earl, that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that next week. Because next week is a Q&A show. Christine, awesome idea to turn multiple aspects into a GIF and not clutter up the page. She said video, but I don't want to do video. Nobody wants to click on a video and watch a video. I have split tests, by the way, campaigns for clients where there's an image versus a video and nobody watches the video. Even if there's a video on the page, we had a campaign that had several thousand people land on the page with the video on it, and it had 8 plays. It had 8 plays from several thousand people. They don't want to watch a video, but a GIF, they don't have a choice. It's right there in their face. Steve says it didn't seem to load nicely. That's just because the internet and the video and all that other stuff. All right, what's the other thing, Danny, that you want to talk about?
Yeah. I want to do a quick throwback on the stuff we released because there was already a question today about where we made both campaign types into one. And I just want to do a quick throwback on the things that we released within the last half year and maybe some of the things you guys missed. So we'll see. So my first question on that is, could everyone please type how many leads did you collect in the most successful campaign ever? So I'm very curious about that. It's like, how high can we get here? So don't be shy. It's okay to be a beginner. What was your best campaign, Mitch? So my best was 10. And
Nice.
that's was test leads from myself.
Bravo. My best
But
was 62,000.
52,000. Wow, congratulations.
62.
62,000. So don't be shy. I don't have leads myself.
My worst was
Great. That's a good point to
probably
start.
about the same. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Claudia, bravo.
That's actually the tipping point that it starts working. Oh, 2.1K. Congratulations. Referred. That's good.
That's awesome. Because that's the gold, right? The gold is referred leads.
Oh, 1.7K. Also very good.
I know Earl, by the way. He's a good guy.
Okay, so why am I asking this? We released a feature, and that's millions of impressions. Yeah, maybe for this thing, it's important. We released a feature that probably no one notices, and it is the case that if you have lots of traffic on your campaign, it actually is very difficult to keep it performant. So if there are hundreds of thousands of people going to your website, and we literally had campaigns doing that, and we were sitting in the back watching the server like this because like it was so much traffic coming, and we're like, oh my god, it's so much. So we released a feature that you can like really go crazy. There's no problem anymore. You can go crazy. You can build as big of campaigns as you want. You can be as successful as you want. It will be always performant. It's maybe not a thing for everyone right now who's starting out, but we're planning that you all become very successful, and we're planning for that.
Nice.
So that's the first thing. That's maybe something that really got overlooked. Then another thing we came out this year was the campaign templates. That's probably a thing that everyone knows, and I'm going to show it real quick. So instead of just creating a campaign from scratch, you can click on Create Campaign, and then you can choose from one of our beautiful templates, and they're growing all the time. So we just released a new Christmas template, and there are new templates to come. Campaign templates are just like pre-built campaigns. Everything is filled out, and the only thing you have to do is to adjust it to your case, to your business case. Then another thing we released was what I already talked about, that we combined both campaign types, which was actually very inconvenient in the past in UpViral, that you could not have the hosted campaign as well as the embedded campaign at the same time. But now you can just have a hosted campaign where you send all your traffic, maybe from ads or somewhere, and then you can at the same time embed your campaign onto your page. Like, for example, you can do now very easily with the Popover. And then you can practically use different channels, so different traffic streams, but you use the same campaign for it. You don't need to build a second campaign. All leads are collected in the same place. So very convenient. And the last awesome feature we just released is the countdown timer. And in case any one of you doesn't have tried it, this is the countdown timer here, and you can add it on both pages, and it has all kinds of beautiful settings. You can decide what you want to display, weeks, days, hours. Then you can set that it counts down to the grand prize date,
Sorry,
or
Danny.
you can
Oh, there it is.
Hmm?
Sorry. It just showed up. It was not
Just set
refreshing.
up. Okay. So this is the countdown timer here. Added it here. So like from the beginning, or like
Yeah,
what
that's
was
fine.
that was fine. Okay. So you can select the grand prize date that it like says, okay, in this and this time your campaign will end, or you can set a custom date, or you can also do an evergreen timer. You can start it like every 5 minutes. So if someone comes to the page, it displays 5 minutes. You can also do like that it starts every increment of 5 minutes. And that's a good trick that not everyone that comes on the page sees it starting from 5 minutes, but it just starts somewhere in between 0 and 5 minutes, depending on where the timer is right now. So that looks a bit more natural. And you can do this restart every, also like you could start it every day or every week and let it count down. So there are very many beautiful settings on that. And it's great to create urgency in a campaign. So urgency to sign up. So you say, okay, the possibility to sign up is only there for the next 1 hour. So sign up now or you lose the chance. And on the share page, you can say this campaign is only running for 2 more days, 3 more days. So better make sure you share now, because if the campaign is over, you can't earn points anymore. And then the likelihood that you get the prize or that you're able to unlock an incentive is low. So make sure you take action immediately. So these are the beautiful features released in the last half of a year. And with that, I would say we're at the end, right?
Yes. Couple of quick questions.
Yeah.
Claudius says, how about a Facebook ad to a blog post, then a popover? Is that allowed according to Facebook rules? I don't know. I don't know what Facebook rules are for Facebook ads. Sorry, Claudia. And I am not quite sure I understand Vish's comment. Was that about the countdown timer, Vish, or was that about something else?
I don't know that when I would like with a Facebook ad, like if I would invest in a Facebook ad and then just send it to a blog post, I think that's a very expensive thing to do. I think if you pay for a Facebook ad, you might want to immediately sell something. It is just my opinion.
Well, there are Facebook ads that you send people to a contest or to an opt-in, in which case I would be not sending them to a popover. I'd send them to the UpViral landing page is where I would send them.
Yeah, something in their face, because an ad is expensive.
Right. I wouldn't be sending them to a popover, no. Or a pop-up or anything else.
Then they don't open it, and then you spend money for nothing.
Can you do to create a remarketing custom audience? Sure you can. That's again Facebook ads. That has nothing to do with campaigns. Maury asked the question, the 3 prize triangle that I do, I've talked about this multiple times. Number 1 is a random draw, number 2 is the person that refers the random draw, and number 3 is the most points. And I never say the word raffle because in the United States the word raffle implies money is changing hands, and that's illegal. Okay. All right, Danny, let's wrap this up.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone being here. It was great to show you all these features. Love it to show everyone new stuff. Also good questions. I will get the answer to the pop-up locker. Did anyone test it, by the way? Any tests on the pop-up locker?
There were no comments in the Facebook section about it once they raised the question, so I don't know. Janice, you're welcome. Howard, you're welcome. Tune in next week, by the way. Thank you, Danny, so much for being here. Pop-up locker. No. Thanks for being here. Next week, I am doing a Q&A show to wrap up the year. So if you have any questions, a couple of questions I said, let's talk about it next week. Ricardo said it did ask me to accept cookies. So, I don't know. We'll have to test that.
So McAfee pop-up blocker is not blocking it. So that's
well. Ricardo said it worked well with the McAfee pop-up blocker. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you for
All
testing.
right. Thank you very much, everyone. Danny, any last tiny words?
Yeah, I wish everyone a happy Christmas.
Yay! And we will see you all next week for the Q&A show, which usually has tons of great questions. So if you need some kind of an answer from me, let me know. We will be here next week with the Q&A show. And then comes 2022. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.